compare and contrast Burden of Dreams and Silence. So the hardest sport route in the world, the hardest boulder in the world. You've taken them on, and you're making really good progress on both of them, in fact. But they're so different, it seems like, strategically on how you would try to tackle each of those projects. Maybe give me a little bit of a comparison on what goes through your mind tactically as you are trying to climb both of those, which seem to be at the absolute limit of all climbing ability.
Yeah, so I have this method to try routes that I called the low point technique, but I don't know if maybe it has another name. I didn't invent it, I just trying to use it. So it's basically to try the moves, try the links, and then try to send the route from like a certain point to the top. And if I can send it like, let's say, from the half of the route to the top, then I start trying from maybe like a quarter route to the top, and then like a few moves before to the top. In this way, I'm always like training on the part that I struggle most, because if I start every time start from the ground, like I did, for example, in Perfecto Mundo, which I didn't use this technique, I was always falling at the crux move. Instead, if I'm using like this low point technique, I'm starting from the crux to the top, and then few moves below the crux to the top, and then 10 moves below the crux to the top. In this way, I'm always trying new moves first, and so I'm learning these moves to be more efficient on these moves, and arriving at the crux like slightly fresher every time. And this is the way I'm trying silence right now. Actually, silence is a bit different because it's has different cruxes. So my goal was at the beginning was to try to climb the second crux to the top, which I did last year, and then now I tried just the first crux, and like last year I did like the first crux as a whole. So my next goal would be to climb the first crux and the second crux together to the top, and then hopefully from the ground. And so in bouldering it's a bit different because you can do the same, but it's in like in terms of moves and not on cruxes. So what I did on Bouldering of Dreams, I tried to do every move as a single move, and then try to connect two moves in a row, like every two moves, and then like every three moves, and then like the last part would be to connect everything. And so there, at the end, I tried to apply this technique to bouldering, and it was working. I did like many progress in just few days, but yeah, maybe I'm missing something for bouldering. I need to find the key to climb Boulder of Dreams, or maybe it's just super hard and I need more training. But I feel like in lead climbing, I know better my limits, and I know the routes that I can climb and I cannot climb. While in bouldering, maybe I'm not there yet. I don't know if like Boulder of Dreams would be possible for me in a short time, in a long time, or ever will be possible. For sure, I did good progress, but then it's still super hard.
Well, no doubt it's super hard. That much is clear, but you made incredible progress on it. I think when you were out on the actual boulder, didn't you go from move two to the top?
Yes, yes, I did from move two to the top. That's basically the long point technique applied to bouldering.
It
I
doesn't get any
started from
lower
the
than that. I mean, that's
yeah,
it,
yeah,
right?
yeah. That's it. Yeah, I need to start like from the move one and then go to the top. But I think like move one is as hard as move two to five. So like for me, the hardest thing, the part where I struggled most, was to do the first move and try to connect the rest of the boulder. I did
Right.
few times, maybe 6 or 7 times the first move, not many times, and every time I did it, I couldn't do like as perfectly as you can start from the second move, so I couldn't do like the rest of the moves, but
Right.
I think it's possible.
All right, y'all, just a quick minute here to talk about every climber's favorite topic, finger strength, and how we can build it. And I'm telling you guys, this has changed the game for me. Check out the Force board. I've been using it for a while now, and I am already seeing the difference in my finger endurance and finger strength. And that's because it's allowing me to precisely dial in what I need in any given workout. I mean, it's tiny, so I can throw it in my bag and take it to the crag for my warm up or to the gym or when I'm traveling. It logs everything in the app automatically. I can even see how I stack up against the community with regard to my finger strength. It's gamifying the way I'm training. Dr. Tyler Nelson's been on the show to talk about how effective this kind of training is, and I am loving it. If you're a geek about training your fingers like I am, you got to check out the Force Board. It's cheaper than a pair of climbing shoes, and it's going to level up how you train your fingers. Also, if you use that link below and use code STRUGGLE at checkout, you get 10% off, and the show gets a little bit of love. So get out there, get those strong fingies, and start sending. You changed your foot beta up on that, didn't you? Something about, I think you were like dropping the right foot off?
Uh, no, I was just using another foothold after the first move, a small foothold, but then now I think it broke because I think when Aidan Roberts or Elias Yanyema were there, one of them tried this move and broke the foothold. So now I have to go back and check if it's still possible with my foothold or not. Hopefully it will be possible, or otherwise I need to do in the rest of the climbers did.
Well, give me a prediction. When are you going to be heading back to Burden? When are you going to be heading back to Flatanger to get on Silence?
I think I will be first on Silence on I think this August after the Olympics if I qualify, or before the Olympics if I don't qualify. As soon as I'm free from competition, I will be there. And Burden of Dreams probably in the next fall. I would like to go before, like in the spring, but I think I need to focus on training more. And maybe I can find some time, maybe a week or 10 days, if I feel like super fit and super strong on fingers and on core strength, and I feel I can do the boulder in maybe 1 week, 10 days. Maybe I can have like a short visit there. Otherwise, I will delay the trip to next fall.
Hmm. For you, which would you consider to be the bigger challenge?
I think silence is a bigger challenge for me because there's like this. There are many parts, and connecting all of them, I think it's harder for like even a boulder or even a sport climber. Silence for me is a harder challenge.
Yeah, when I spoke with Adam recently, he said that the Crux one on Silence was the hardest boulder problem he's ever done. Of course, he said it was about 20 moves, so he didn't know if you could actually call it a boulder problem. But he also noted that you do it differently. I think you go with the right foot into the toe jam instead of what he did with the left. Is that right?
Yeah, I go with the right foot because it's easier to go because I can push me with my left foot to adjust a bit more the right foot, which is a bit easier for me. And then I go with the right foot so that I can, when I twist upside down, when I go back in a normal position, I can use some creams that Adam wasn't using. He was going all the way up to his foot. He was even grabbing his foot at some points, and I use some creams on the right. They are small. They are small, but they're for me is better. And so, like the crux is basically the same. I just switch my foot and use some creams to go around. But I think the hardest part is just before that this part. Going to put the foot in the crack is the hardest part.